What's up, guys? Welcome to Mike It Yourself. And for today's video, we're going to talk about how to protect your paint and windshields on your bikes when you use motorcycle covers. Damn it! All right, as you guys know, I cover my bikes. They're just in the garage right at the moment, but typically they're outside, and I cover them up to keep them from the elements, right? I try to keep the dust down by getting them out of the way when landscapers coming through and all that kind of good stuff. But ultimately, I cover them up, and it helps actually keep them cleaner too, right? But because the motorcycle covers aren't soft on the inside, and I think you can buy them like with felt line or something like that. I'm sure they're out there. They're probably super expensive, but I have two different ones. I have my Kimimoto cover, and that one works really great. And then I have an off-brand that I bought, and it works okay. But I use them to cover both bikes. Now, immediately, what happens is when you throw a cover on your bike, it's going to sit right on top of your highest surfaces, right? So in this particular case, on the front end of the road glide, it's going to sit right on top of your fairing and your windshield, right? And then if you don't have backrests or anything to kind of prop that cover up, it sits right on top of your saddlebag lids. And what happens over time is, as wind blows, people walk by, whatever it is, it shifts that cover just a little bit, and it shifts it back and forth and back. And over time, what it will do is it'll start to scratch your paint. It'll start to scratch your windshield. So you want to protect it as best as you can. Same thing with the Road King. So what I try to do to kind of combat that a little bit is I'll remove the windshield when I cover it up, and because the handlebars kind of prop it up over the tank and the fender, it doesn't really rub on anything. I'm lucky in that the saddlebags are the hard leather bags, so there's no paint to be scratched there. But when I do have it on, I need to protect it. So how do you do that? Now, I know they sell I think it's like a backpack or something, some kind of bag for windshields. And essentially, you could put your windshield in a backpack, which is, you take it off, you're protecting it. That's fine, that's great. But what do you do when you want to leave it on? Well, I've got a little trick that is dirt cheap and works like a charm. So what am I talking about using to protect your fairing, your paint, your windscreen? Especially if you get like a $200 Clockworks windshield or whatever. You want to protect it as best as you can. So here's what I use to make sure, or to minimize the opportunities of getting my stuff scratched up. This right here is a mattress cover for a baby's crib bed, right? So it's the standard size pad. I'll link, I think I got this one off of Amazon, so I'll throw that link in the description. That way you get the exact, because there are two sizes for that pad. And that way you get the one that for sure fits, right? And it's almost an exact perfect fit, almost like it was made for the bike. So you just throw that over on top, right? And because it's a fitted sheet, it works out really well in that it grabs on to the fairing. And then I use the turn signals as kind of anchor points. And just like that, your fairing is safe. Now, this is 100% cotton, so basically, it offers really great protection. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Anything being rubbed on another surface over time will impact that surface. That's science, man, right? Like, whatever. So just know, unless you don't cover it, like literally, something's going to impact it, but this really maximizes your protection. And it's dirt cheap. I think it's like $6 for one of these sheets. I think you get a pack of 2 of them for $6. Super cheap. So let's see what we use for the Road King. Okay, so this shouldn't be a surprise for the Road King. We're using linen, but this is our bedding. This is a pillow cover. So this is your standard size pillow cover. Again, 100% cotton. You know, you can get them by the friggin', dozen or whatever. I think this one came from like Room Essentials. So I think that's either Target or Walmart. Not really sure. But again, and this one is actually 50% cotton, 50% polyester, but it's super soft. So, it's going to provide you that protection you need. Again, easy to put put it on. You just throw it over the top of it and pull it down. And now you've got your windshield covered. Now, look, it looks goofy. I completely know that. Understand it's underneath the bike cover when we put the cover on. So you don't actually see them, but you get the benefit of the protection that they provide to those surfaces that could easily be scratched. And they do get scratched. I just spent a whole bunch of time removing scratches from this one because I hadn't done it since moving to this method, right? So I recognized I was getting scratches and figured I had to fix it somehow. Went with this solution, and since I've waxed it and removed all of those scratches, they haven't come back. So guys, this is one of those things where it's like the proof is in the pudding, right? I've been using this now for a little while. I want to say probably a couple of months, and I didn't even think about wanting to share this with you guys, but it's such a good and easy, cheap win that it just dawned on me, and I went, oh my God, I got to share this, because it's one of those things, right, where you find a simple solution to a big problem. And my big problem was scratches, man. You get those things in the windshield, you get those things on your paint, you can buff them out of paint, you can buff them out of the windshield, but it's a little bit harder. And it's just heartache, right? You spend a lot of time cleaning things up, and then it looks horrible when you got these nasty scratches. So here's a way to avoid it. It absolutely 100% works, and you do it on the cheap. So it can't be any better than that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully this is something where you go, hey, I want to do that too. Like, that's simple, that's easy. Oh my God, why didn't I think about that? The baby sheet, I looked around and was trying to figure out what I was going to do. I was actually using full-size sheets to cover my bikes for a good period of time. And I thought about how much overkill, and it was kind of a pain because they would get like damp because they hang low and everything like that. And I just didn't want that on the bike. And I thought, why not a smaller sheet? What if I had a sheet that fit just the area that needed to be covered? And bam, baby sheet. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. If you enjoyed my content, become a subscriber. I'd love to have you as part of our community. We are making our way to the 1,000 subscriber mark. I appreciate every one of you joining the group. And, it really helps me in a very long way to be able to continue to produce these videos and share with you the things that I run into. So please do. If you haven't subscribed already, do so. I really would like to have you as part of the group. And if you want to, make sure you don't miss out on that next video, hit the notification bell. And until that next video does post, I hope to see you in the wing.